Hey guys, thanks for watching. I'm doing this video because I had a big weekend of competitive golf and some competitive golf skill events. And I just want to do a little recap because I know a lot of people have been asking about my progress through Be Better Golf and all the different things that I've been working on. I've seen now in the history of Be Better Golf over, I think, 3.5 years or so. I've seen dozens of different coaches and seen lots of different techniques and things like that. I had been thinking a lot about that and a lot about my own personal progress to be better in May, and then going into June, I had really made a committed effort to work hard on my own game and the things that we're gonna, like, kind of putting it all together and really work hard on making myself a whole lot better. So June, I had said, was going to be my month that I was going to practice every single day, and I was going to really try to just kind of link some of the links to chain together in trying to get better. So my friend David Heinen, who's been on the channel before, he's a golf instructor at Recreation Park in Long Beach, California. He started this thing called the Kaizen Prep Tour as a way to get his students and others more experience playing tournament golf in tournament conditions, the agronomy real nice, the rules real official, you know, they announce your name, everything. It's a full-on legitimate tournament of all different skill levels. He had done one a couple weeks ago that I missed, and I promised him that I'd go to his next one. So that was just a few days ago on Friday. So he had his second Kaizen Prep Tour event. A bunch of people came out to it. Some Division I college golfers came out, some Division II college golfers, some very good high school players, some good just regular scratch players, and then also going all the way up. So anybody can play in this to try to get, because it's bracketed. There was what he calls the tour division, the elite division, the players division. You know, it's just bracketed by handicaps. Everyone there from some guys in their 60s all the way to young kids. So it was really cool. So I was playing in the, what he called the tour division. So from like scratch to 5 handicap. And it was a really fun day. I knew that I had that tournament coming up. So I started working on my putting, and I started doing some things in, if you guys saw that video of that golf lab that I'm renting space out at now, I started doing some things on the Foresight machine there too in preparation for this. They have a skills challenge there that is really amazing to kind of sharpen your skills. And then also, you know, in all the lag tension stuff that I've been doing, I have some drills and stuff that I've been doing, and I was kind of putting those drills to the test against actually measuring what the club was doing through impact to see if it was helping. So I was able to kind of separate the wheat from the chaff as far as, like, okay, what drills are actually making my lag tension better, and what drills are maybe feeling good, but it's actually giving me worse numbers or a worse path or stuff like that. And then also, like, started doing some putting drills and stuff too. So I went out and played the tournament, and I was grouped up with, who was on the channel? I was grouped up with Tyler Schaefer, who was on the channel earlier in the Long Beach match play tournament. You guys saw Andrew versus Tyler. And Tyler was there with his brother, who's a good high school golfer, 16-year-old real good high school golfer, another college golfer from Orange Coast College, and then me. Yeah, so that was the 4 of us. It was a kind of a battle early on in the golf tournament. I was, because I hit a good tee shot, but probably made a bad club choice, and I hit it into a fairway bunker as my very first shot. And I had to make like a 6-foot putt to bogey the hole because I didn't get well out of the fairway bunker. But then I started playing really well. The thing that really helped me throughout the round from a ball striking point of view was because I was trying to decide before I was playing, like, what am I going to think about? What is going to be my thought for the day? And I wanted it, I knew it had to be kind of technical, but I wanted it to be something that could kind of free me up to freely swing. And the thing that I've tried before that's worked a little bit, but this day it worked very well on the Kaizen Prep Tour tournament, is that I thought to myself, okay, I'm really, while I'm swinging, going to try to put my mind in the club head. So I was really going to try to have awareness throughout the backswing all the way through impact of where the club head is. So like some things you can do, like if you close your eyes and you really try to visualize using I guess proprioception is when you know without, you know, with your eyes closed, I know where my finger is, and then I don't know what it's called. It's almost like remote proprioception if you have something that's not your you know, there's something else, and trying to imagine like, okay, if I'm going to take the tip of this hat and I'm going to touch it to my nose, okay, so that's like remote proprioception. So that's basically what you're doing with the head of the golf club through the swing to really be able to hit the sweet spot more often and stay in control. They say that like going through the different levels of golfer, if you're a ranked novice player, you should be thinking about how your body's moving and things like that. And if you're an okay player, then maybe you should be thinking about like how your hands are moving. And if you're a good player, you should be thinking about what the club head's doing. And then if you're an elite expert, you know, at the height of your ability, that's when you can think totally externally of where the ball is going. So for me, thinking of the club head is probably during the swing is a real good thing to do. Also on the Foresight machine, it was showing me that my path was too far from the inside out.
But your best one was the 3.1.
I know, that was awesome. So you know how your golf stand bag stands like this? You know, when you set it up on its legs, it stands like this. Well, all day I was using that as kind of like a traveling, because I was walking. So I was using that as kind of like a traveling plane board. So I would stand to one side of it and I would make sure that I was just swinging up and down that stand of the golf bag without hitting it. And really though, I mean, it came down to I was just putting very well. Not only just like technically I was putting well, but like the thing I was proud about for the day was I did not give up on any putt except for maybe one, which was maybe like an 18 or 20 footer, but I really kind of resigned myself to thinking that I wasn't going to make it, and I didn't make it. But every other putt for the rest of the day, I really totally fully committed to making the putt, and I did really well with that. So I made only 23 putts, and it's a course with a lot of very small greens, so there's quite a few fringes in regulation, so to speak, where I hit the fringe but not the green, so that doesn't count as a putt. But I was still, but I used my putter more than 23 times, but 23 official putts. So all in all, at the end of the day, I shot even par, which was cool for me because that's my competitive tournament score ever. I've shot better scores in things like scrambles or like, you know, men's club events or things like that. But as far as like in a tournament, that is my shooting even par is my best score. And I knew on the very last hole I birdied a par 3 16, and then I parred 17, and I was 1 under going into 18, a very difficult hole at this course, which there's only probably 4 legitimately difficult holes, and 18 is one of them. And I hit a drive up the middle, but up the middle is not really where you want to be. You want to be to the left side, and I knew that. And I did hit it over the green a little bit. And then, you know, it shouldn't bother me that some people from the tour came out or from that event came out and were filming our last hole as we were chipping. And I started thinking about that, and I misread the lie I had, and I hit one of those, as you've seen on the channel before, one of those flub chips that went nowhere, even though it was a very difficult chip. But then, so then it only went like 2 feet. But then the next one I hit to like a foot, and I tapped that in for an even par round. So that was cool. So I finished second place in the tournament, solo second, and I was beaten by the high school player. Matt Schaefer beat me. He shot 1 under, and I beat you know, some of the college golfers and some of the other players. I don't know how seriously they were taking it. The only thing I know is that I probably can guarantee that nobody was taking that small event as seriously as me. Actually, I don't know about the guys in the other groups, but I mean, I was taking it like very like professionally here, seriously. So it was a very small event, very little thing, but it was good to see my progress, and it's a great opportunity for anybody who wants to play. Just go to David Heinen's Facebook page. I'll put a link in it, and he has information about it. But it's good because if I want to play in a tournament, this is the first tournament I've played in like 7 months. And the last tournament I played in was on the Bow Tour, which is a mini tour for professional golfers. And it costs $240 to enter it. And then plus more money if you want to get into the skins and stuff. And then I won a skin on that thing, which was like $80. So the entire day was like a $210 day. But still, real good experience, but you know, that was a hard drop. But this got me real good tournament experience. It was run very professionally, rules officials, you know, everything was totally above board, you know, the scorekeeper, leaderboard, all this stuff. And it only cost $45 total. Plus you could also get into the skins if you wanted to additionally. That was really cool and a good learning experience for me. The other thing that happened then 2 days later, my friend Ryan Cooley, who was on the channel very early on in the channel, he played some vlogs with me. He's a golf instructor across the street from there at Little Wreck Golf Course in Long Beach, and he put on this big tournament called the Sevens Golf Tournament.
We're gonna have about 7 groups at all times out here. So everybody's gonna be moving in a circle from hole to hole, just like in regular golf here, all right?
Where a local pub was sponsoring it, and Roger Dunn Golf Shops was giving prizes there, and pizza, the whole thing. But it was a 64-man match play tournament of the game sevens. Real quick recap, sevens is 2 people and you putt to a hole. Whoever's closest gets a point. If you make it, you get 2 points. If you top the person who made it, you steal their two points and you get 1. And most critically, if you 3-putt, you get -1. So I played in that, and same thing that, you know, some people were giving me a hard time about, I guess, but same thing as in the other tournament. I took it probably as seriously as anybody else did who was in that tournament. Big deal there was they were giving a $1,000 prize to the winner, and then also bracketed down, I think like 600 to the second or something, and then, you know, there was a 3rd and 4th place prize as well. And also they were even up to the final 8, I think, or maybe final 16 or final 8 all got somehow in the money. I played that tournament, and the first guy that I went against he was kind of relaxed about it, but he was just draining long putts. And I thought there was a possibility that I was going to be booted in the first round, because the first hole, the very first hole that we putted in the tournament, he holed like a 35-footer to make 2 points on me. And he made another long putt. And making long putts in this thing is just really huge. But even more important is just not 3-putting. So long story short, the round of 64 I won, the round of 32 I won, the round of 16 I won, the round of 8 I won, and I went through all 4 of those matches without 3-putting. And that's in this game, because people did drop some putts on me, but in this game, not 3-putting is like worth its weight in gold. It's really important. And there were quite a few really good golfers there. Certainly a lot of really good putters there, like people who have been putting this green at Little Wreck for like, you know, 20 or 30 years. So then I was into the final 4, and then the game changed. And I didn't know this, I hadn't seen on the rules, but no longer was it going to be a heads-up one-on-one matches. It was going to be a group of 4 guys going into a big final match. So we played the final match. I didn't realize it. Something really interesting that was kind of funny about it. So the 4 of us played, and it was the first one to get to 7 would be the champion and get the $1,000 and an Odyssey Stroke Lab putter and some other stuff. And something interesting that happened later is my friend told me, like, you guys were playing for over an hour and a half, that final game. I was like, really? Because it was so intense and so much, I mean, I've never played golf or done a golf skills thing for $1,000 before. And it was so intense that I thought 25 minutes had passed. I didn't realize it had been over an hour and a half. But there was a big crowd of probably like 40 people or so watching around the green by the time we got to the very end. I wasn't really mentally prepared for the format changing, so I was kind of I couldn't really do the same routine that I had been doing throughout all the matches, and that bothered me a little bit. And then also maybe I was fatigued a little bit because I made my first 3-putt in that final match, and I think I 3-putted 3 different times, which was really bad. And the thing is, with this game, if you get to -4, you're out completely. So you would have to leave right away. So I at one point got to -3, and Ryan, who is the running the event, said, "Hey, you know what your score is now, right?" And I said, "Yeah, -3, I know." He's like, "All right, just so you know." He's like, "Yeah, I know." And right after he said that, I won the next hole, and then the hole after that, somebody made a putt. I think the leader made a putt to go to 6, but then I went right after the leader, and I made it on top of him like a 30-foot putt. So that took his 2 points away. So he went back down to 4, and then that jumped me up out of negative territory to +1. Anyway, long story short, this young guy Devin, who won the tournament and got the big prize and everything, and I made a 55 or 60-foot putt. I hit to like probably 8 inches, and I won the final point. So that actually put me into a tie for second. So there was a winner and then a 3-place tie for second, and I won $200. So that was really great. So that was a lot of pressure, and that taught me some things about my putting stroke that was really interesting. Namely that I control, just like I do in my golf swing, I control my putting stroke with my right hand. And so then I was putting the short putts very good, just controlling it with my right hand. But then I noticed as I was getting more nervous or tired, I was only using my right hand on the long ones. And when I did that, it kind of gave a float load to my transition, which then made it difficult to guess how much pressure I was going to put into the ball and how far I was going to hit it. So I realized that really for me, the structure of the left hand and still having some firmness in the left hand is very important, because that will keep it from wobbling in transition. And if it wobbles in transition, you never know if it's going to wobble this much or that much, and it will result in more or less energy into the ball, and that'll just be inconsistent. So, and also I was doing things that other guys weren't doing that I think were helping me in between matches, which sometimes you would have to wait like 45 minutes. This whole thing took like almost 6 hours. This tournament, it sounds fun, but it was very intense. And I was doing things in between the matches where I was doing some practice putting on a different green. I was doing the gate drill that you see Tiger does with the 2 tees, and also with my phone I was listening to the Tour Tempo Total Game app on an 18.9 tempo, just getting that pattern kind of stuck in my head of the beats. The other thing in both rounds I learned as well is the importance of, especially because the round on the Kaizen Prep Tour was probably, it wasn't that slow of a round, but it was probably 5.5 hours. And then it was also another 5.5, almost 6 hours of this putting tournament. And in both those things, I was not prepared, as far as I was prepared with water, but I was not prepared with snacks. And I could tell they had pizza there. So then like halfway through or more, I ate some pizza, and that just, you don't perform well. That is a person that I would like to interview on the channel, like a nutrition person for performance, because you don't perform well like carb loading in something like that. It just makes you groggy, like carbs and cheese and stuff like that. So so that for both those things, I should have packed some kind of snacks. I don't know. Put in the comments below what you think the perfect golf snack is. So that's 2 different second places. And so it felt good to see some progress in my game, and also to see like, okay, well, if I really do put some personal work into it and put myself to the test, because it used to be I would play a certain level, and then when I went into tournaments, I'd play way worse. Now it's kind of the other way, where I play a certain level, but then if I play in tournaments, I perform a lot better. So let me know any questions you have, guys. I just wanted to give you that little bit of a, well, really long update. Definitely got the thrill of competition, and I want to get more and more into it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Click the subscribe button. Really appreciate you watching. See you later. Bye.